Greetings to all of our viewers. I sincerely hope you are all well and in good health. Before we dive into today's insights, I have a special request for you. If you appreciate the value we bring to this channel, please consider supporting our work by subscribing to Rohn Insights. Your support allows us to continue creating meaningful content that helps you grow and succeed. We truly value your support and thank you for being a part of our community. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Now, let me ask you something. How often do you feel stuck? It's like you're working hard, but you're not seeing the results you want. What if I told you that small, consistent habits could make a big difference in your life in just 1 week? No crazy changes, no drastic overhauls, just simple, easy steps you can take today to start improving your life tomorrow. In this video, I'm going to share some habits that completely changed my life in just 7 days. They're not complicated or hard to follow. They're little habits that have a big impact if you commit to them for just 1 week. You'll start seeing progress in ways you wouldn't expect. So, if you're ready to make a change, feel more focused, energized, and on top of things, keep watching. By the end of this video, you'll have some simple, powerful habits to try. I promise you, if you stick with them, your life will start moving in the right direction. Let's get started. 1. Start each day with a clear plan. How many of us wake up, stumble out of bed, and just let the day happen? I'm guilty of it, and I know you've probably been there too. But let me tell you something, if you don't take control of your day, it's going to control you. And that's a recipe for feeling like you're always busy, but never really getting anything done. So let me share something that's simple, but life-changing. Start each day with a clear plan. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't have time to make a plan. I'm already running behind before I even get out of bed. But here's the thing, taking just 10 minutes the night before to plan your day can completely change how you feel when you wake up. You'll wake up knowing exactly what you need to do instead of feeling lost and overwhelmed by a bunch of random tasks. It's not about making a huge list of everything you need to do. That's a mistake I used to make too. What works is narrowing it down to the top 3 things that matter most. You're focusing on what's going to move the needle forward, not just checking off random boxes. When you wake up the next day, you'll already have a plan in place. You're not scrambling around trying to figure out where to start. You know exactly what to do, and that, my friend, is the key to a productive day. The power of starting your day with a plan is that it removes all that guesswork. You're not sitting there wondering, what should I do now, or what's next? You already know. And let me tell you, having that clarity when you first wake up makes all the difference. It takes away the stress of trying to figure things out as you go. You just get to work. Now, here's why this works. When you plan your day, you're setting your priorities. And let's be honest, if you don't set your priorities, someone else will. That's how you end up reacting to everything around you instead of doing what matters most. You'll get distracted by things that seem urgent but aren't really important. But when you make a plan, you know exactly what needs to be done. You've already decided what your priorities are. That means you're not wasting time on things that don't matter. And when you focus on the right things, your day becomes much more productive. I get it, life doesn't always go according to plan. Things come up, but that's okay. The beauty of planning is that it gives you a starting point. It's not about getting everything perfect, it's about having direction. When you know what you're supposed to do, it's a lot easier to adjust when life throws you a curveball. Another benefit of planning your day is that it reduces stress. You're not running around feeling like you're behind. You're not wondering what you should do next. You wake up with a clear direction, and that makes everything feel more manageable. When you have a plan, it feels like you've already got a handle on your day. It's a simple step, but it makes a huge difference in how you feel. Now, you might be thinking, but I'm already busy. I don't have time to sit down and make a plan. Let me tell you, if you don't take a few minutes to plan, you're going to waste far more time during the day. You'll spend your time bouncing from task to task, feeling like you're getting nowhere. But if you take just a few minutes the night before to focus on what really matters, you'll make those minutes count the next day. So here's what I want you to do tonight. Take just 10 minutes. Sit down and think about your top 3 priorities for tomorrow. Write them down. That's it. You don't need to make a long list, you just need to focus on what's most important. When you wake up tomorrow, look at your list and start with the most important task. Don't waste time on distractions. Don't jump from task to task. Focus on the one thing that will move you forward the most and knock it out first. When that's done, move on to the next task, and the next. Before you know it, you'll have accomplished more than you thought possible. You've probably heard the saying, failing to plan is planning to fail, and that's true. If you don't plan your day, you're leaving your success to chance. But when you plan, you take control. You're in the driver's seat. Here's what I want you to remember. It's not about doing everything, it's about doing what matters most. It's about being intentional with your time. And when you make a plan, you're setting yourself up for success. I challenge you to try this for just 1 week. Take 10 minutes tonight to plan your day tomorrow. Write down your top 3 priorities, and when you wake up, follow that plan. I promise you, you'll feel more in control, more focused, and way more productive. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by planning. It happens by knowing what you need to do, staying focused, and taking action. So, start tomorrow with a plan. You'll be amazed at how much more you get done, how much less stress you feel, and how much more you accomplish. One small habit, starting your day with a plan, can make a huge difference in your life. So, take control, plan your day, and watch your life change for the better. You've got this. 2. Do one small thing every day. It's easy to get overwhelmed when you think about everything you need to do. There are big goals to achieve, projects to finish, and changes to make. And sometimes, all of that can feel like too much. You might sit there thinking, how am I ever going to get all of this done? It can be frustrating, and it can even make you want to give up before you even start. But here's a secret that can help you make progress. No matter how big or small your goals are, do one small thing every day. You see, it's not about tackling everything at once or trying to make huge changes overnight. The truth is, success is built on consistent, small actions. It's easy to feel like you need to do it all right now, but the key to progress is showing up every day, doing one small thing, and building from there. Think about it, when you do one small thing each day, over time, those small actions add up. Little by little, you're moving towards your goals without feeling the pressure to do everything at once. And here's the best part, those small wins give you momentum. Every time you take action, you feel a sense of accomplishment. You feel like you're moving forward. And when you have that momentum, it gets easier to keep going. Let's say you want to get healthier. You don't need to completely change your lifestyle overnight. You don't need to jump into a crazy workout routine or suddenly start eating perfectly. Instead, just do one small thing each day. Maybe it's taking a short walk in the morning. Maybe it's swapping one unhealthy snack for something better. That's it, just one thing. But by doing that, you're building the habit of taking care of yourself. Over time, those small actions add up. Before you know it, you're making bigger changes without feeling overwhelmed. This doesn't just apply to health, either. It can be anything you're working toward. Maybe you want to improve your finances. Instead of stressing over how to save thousands of pounds, start by putting aside a small amount each day. Maybe it's just £1 or £2. That's okay. But by doing that, you're creating a habit. And after a month, you'll be amazed at how much you've saved without even thinking about it. The same goes for your personal growth. Want to read more books? Don't try to read an entire book in one sitting. Just read a few pages every day. That's all. But after a week, you'll have read more than you thought possible. And after a month, you'll be well on your way to completing books that will help you grow and learn. The power of doing one small thing each day is that it eliminates the pressure. You don't have to make everything happen at once. You don't need to tackle huge projects all at once. You just need to take that one small step. And as you do that, you'll start to feel the momentum building. Those small actions will start to feel easier. You'll get better at them. You'll start to see progress. And once you see progress, it's like a snowball effect, it keeps going and growing. But here's the catch, you have to stay consistent. It's easy to start strong and then get discouraged when you don't see immediate results. But trust me, consistency is where the magic happens. It's the daily actions that add up to something bigger. So no matter how small that step is, take it every day. Whether it's making one phone call, writing a paragraph, or walking for 10 minutes, do that one thing and then do it again tomorrow. That's how you create change. You've heard the phrase, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? Well, the same goes for your goals. Big things take time. They don't happen overnight. But when you focus on doing one small thing every day, you're making steady progress. And over time, that progress becomes something you can be proud of. And here's the best part, when you do one small thing every day, you start to feel better about yourself. You're proving to yourself that you can do it. You're building confidence because you're showing up. That confidence spills over into other areas of your life. You begin to see yourself as someone who takes action, who keeps going no matter what. And that belief in yourself is one of the most powerful tools you can have. One of the biggest reasons people give up on their goals is because they feel like they're not making progress fast enough. They get frustrated and think they're not moving fast enough or that they're not seeing the results they expected. But here's the truth, you don't need to see results immediately. What matters is showing up every day. What matters is doing one small thing each day that moves you toward your goal. And over time, that progress will become undeniable. Let's take writing a book, for example. If you try to sit down and write an entire book in one day, it's going to feel impossible. You'll be overwhelmed, frustrated, and ready to quit. But if you just commit to writing 200 words a day, you'll be amazed at how quickly those words add up. At the end of a week, you've written 1,400 words. At the end of a month, you've got 6,000 words. And by the end of the year, you might have a complete manuscript. But it all starts with that one small step. You don't need to do everything all at once. You just need to show up every day, do something small, and stay consistent. That's how you achieve big things. Remember, success doesn't happen because of one big action. It's the result of consistent small actions done over time. So, what's the one small thing you can do today? Is it writing a paragraph? Making one phone call? Taking one step toward your goal? Whatever it is, just do it. And then, tomorrow, do it again. Keep going one small step at a time. Before you know it, those small steps will have turned into something big. You'll have made progress without feeling like you're trying to do everything at once, and that progress will fuel you to keep going. One small thing every day, that's the secret. It's the way to stay focused, stay motivated, and make real progress. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until everything is lined up perfectly. Just take that first step today, and then keep taking that step every day. You'll be amazed at how far you'll go. So, let's start right now. What's the one small thing you're going to do today? Do it, and then do it again tomorrow, and keep going because, little by little, you're building the life you want, one small step at a time. 3. Celebrate small wins. We often get so focused on the big goal, the end result, that we forget to recognize the small victories along the way. But here's the thing, those small wins are just as important, if not more important, than the big ones. They are the building blocks that get you to your big goal. And when you celebrate them, it creates a ripple effect that keeps you motivated and moving forward. It's easy to get caught up in thinking that success only matters when you've reached the final destination. You know, when you finish that big project, hit that sales target, or achieve that dream. But what if I told you that celebrating the small wins, the everyday victories, could make a bigger difference in your journey? Think about it, every step you take toward your goal is progress. Whether it's completing a small task, learning something new, or overcoming a challenge, it all matters. And when you celebrate those small wins, you're reinforcing the idea that progress is happening. You're reminding yourself that you're moving forward, even if it feels like it's just a little bit at a time. Let me give you an example. Let's say your goal is to get in better shape. You don't need to run a marathon tomorrow to feel accomplished. Maybe you just walked for 10 minutes today, that's a small win. Maybe you made a healthier food choice today, another small win. Maybe you stuck to your plan even when you didn't feel like it, that's a huge win. And when you celebrate those moments, you start to build momentum. You start to recognize that the small steps you're taking matter. You start to feel proud of yourself, and that feeling of pride pushes you to keep going. Small wins are the key to building confidence. When you don't acknowledge them, you might start to doubt yourself. You might feel like you're not getting anywhere, like you're just stuck in the same place. But when you celebrate the small wins, it shifts your mindset. You start to see how far you've come, not just how far you have to go. And that shift in perspective is incredibly powerful. It makes you realize that you're capable of more than you thought. Another reason to celebrate small wins is that it helps you stay positive. Achieving big goals can take time, and the road can feel long and tough. But when you focus only on the end result, it's easy to get discouraged. You can start to feel like you're not making any progress at all. But when you pause to celebrate the small wins along the way, it keeps your energy up. It keeps you excited about the journey, not just the destination. And that excitement fuels you to keep pushing forward. The truth is, life is made up of small moments, not just big moments. When you start to recognize and celebrate those moments, you begin to appreciate the process. You realize that every step counts. You realize that success isn't just about reaching a big goal, it's about the small steps you take to get there. And celebrating small wins doesn't have to be complicated or extravagant. It doesn't mean throwing a huge party every time you finish a task. It can be something as simple as giving yourself a pat on the back or taking a moment to say, "Hey, I did that." It can be as simple as taking a deep breath, smiling, and saying to yourself, "That's a win." Sometimes, the smallest victories are the most meaningful. Maybe you woke up early today. Maybe you stuck to your budget for the week. Maybe you made time for self-care, even when you were busy. These small wins are what create a foundation for bigger success. And when you celebrate them, you build a positive cycle. You start to see yourself as someone who takes action, who keeps moving forward no matter what. Another powerful thing about celebrating small wins is that it keeps you connected to your why. When you're working towards something big, it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and lose sight of why you started in the first place. But when you celebrate those small wins, you remind yourself of your purpose. You connect to the bigger picture, and that connection keeps you motivated. Now, I'm not saying you should only focus on the small wins and forget about the big goal. What I'm saying is that the small wins are what keep you going. They are what make the journey enjoyable. They remind you that you're making progress, even when it doesn't feel like it. And that's what keeps you going when things get tough. It's also important to share your wins with others. Let people in on your victories, no matter how small they seem. When you share your wins, you not only celebrate them, but you also inspire others to recognize their own small wins. You create a positive environment where everyone is motivated to keep going and keep celebrating progress. And here's something powerful about celebrating small wins: it creates a sense of gratitude. When you start looking for the small victories, you start to appreciate what you're doing, even if it feels small at the moment. Gratitude shifts your mindset from a place of lack to a place of abundance. You realize that you have more than you thought. You realize that every step you take is something to be grateful for. So, how can you start celebrating your small wins? First, start by recognizing them. Take a moment at the end of each day to look back and see what you accomplished. What did you do today that moved you closer to your goal? It doesn't matter how big or small it is, if it's progress, it's worth celebrating. Second, give yourself credit. Take a moment to acknowledge your effort. Celebrate the fact that you showed up, that you took action. That's the important part. The more you celebrate those moments, the more you'll realize how much you're actually accomplishing. And finally, share those wins with others. Tell a friend, a family member, or even a colleague. Share the good news, celebrate together. When you do that, you not only feel good about your progress, but you also spread that positive energy to those around you. Remember, success is not just about the destination, it's about the journey. And along that journey, it's the small wins that make the biggest impact. Celebrate them and watch how they keep you motivated, positive, and moving forward. Success isn't just a big moment in time, it's the collection of small wins that get you there. So, start celebrating those small victories today. You've earned them. 4. Take care of your body. We all know that life is busy. It's easy to get caught up in work, family, and everything else on our plates. But there's one thing we can never overlook: our health. Taking care of your body is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. If you want to perform at your best in every area of your life, you have to start by taking care of the one thing that's with you all day, every day: your body. Here's the truth: your body is your vehicle. It's the tool that helps you get through everything you want to do. Whether it's your job, your relationships, your hobbies, or even your dreams, everything relies on the energy and health you get from your body. So, if you're not taking care of it, you're not setting yourself up for success. And don't get me wrong, I know we all get tired. We all have those days when we just want to collapse on the couch and forget about everything. But here's the thing: if you don't take care of yourself, you won't have the energy or the strength to take on the challenges that life throws your way. You'll start to feel drained, stressed, and out of balance. And when you're running on empty, it's hard to do your best work or show up for the people who matter most. Taking care of your body isn't about being perfect. It's not about having a six-pack or being able to run a marathon tomorrow. It's about making small, consistent choices every day that support your overall health. It's about fueling your body with the right food, giving it the movement it needs, and getting enough rest to recharge. Let's start with food. We all know that what we put into our bodies has a direct impact on how we feel. If you're constantly eating junk food, drinking sugary drinks, or relying on fast food, your energy is going to be low. Your body isn't going to function at its best. But when you fuel it with healthy, whole foods, like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats, you give your body the nutrients it needs to thrive. You'll feel more energized, focused, and ready to take on the day. Now, I get it, it's not always easy to make the healthiest choices. We live in a world where fast food is everywhere, and it can be tempting to grab something quick and easy. But here's the secret: you don't have to be perfect. Start with small changes. Maybe you swap out that sugary soda for a glass of water, or replace one fast food meal with a home-cooked dish. Those small changes add up over time. And when you start taking better care of what you put in your body, you'll notice the difference in how you feel. You'll have more energy, more focus, and you'll be in a better mood. Next up is movement. Our bodies were made to move. Whether it's walking, running, lifting weights, or practicing yoga, movement is essential to maintaining a healthy body. When you sit all day and don't move, your body gets stiff, your muscles weaken, and your energy drains. But when you move, even just for 20 minutes a day, you get your blood flowing, your muscles working, and your mind energized. And don't think you have to start with an intense workout routine right away. Start with small steps. Take a walk around the block, do a few stretches in the morning, or find something that works for you and stick with it. Over time, you'll build the habit of movement, and it will become a natural part of your day. As you get stronger and more fit, you'll start feeling better about yourself. You'll notice that you have more stamina, more energy, and a clearer mind. Now let's talk about rest. In our busy lives, it's easy to think that sleep is something we can sacrifice. After all, there's always something more to do, right? But let me tell you, sleep is not optional. Your body needs rest to repair, recharge, and refresh. When you don't get enough sleep, you become more sluggish, less focused, and more prone to making mistakes. You may even feel more irritable and stressed out. Getting enough sleep isn't just about the quantity either. It's about the quality. If you're tossing and turning all night, waking up frequently, or not getting deep, restful sleep, it's time to make some changes. Start by creating a bedtime routine. Set a consistent bedtime, turn off your screens an hour before bed, and make your bedroom a peaceful place to relax. When you get enough quality sleep, you'll wake up feeling refreshed and ready to take on the day. The point here is that taking care of your body is a daily commitment. It's not something you do once in a while, it's something you do consistently. And the rewards are worth it. When you take care of yourself, you have more energy, better focus, and a positive mindset. You're able to show up as the best version of yourself in every area of your life. When you feel good physically, everything else falls into place. I know it's easy to get busy and forget about your health. But think about it this way, your body is the foundation for everything you want to do. If you don't take care of it, it's going to be harder to do anything else. It's like trying to build a house on a weak foundation, it just doesn't work. But when you take care of your body, you're building a strong foundation for success. You're setting yourself up to handle the challenges that come your way and to keep moving forward. Start small. You don't have to make drastic changes all at once. Begin by making small, consistent choices to take better care of your body. Drink more water, eat more whole foods, move your body every day, and get enough rest. Over time, those small choices will add up to big results. You'll feel better, you'll have more energy, and you'll be able to show up as the best version of yourself. So, ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do today to take better care of my body? Maybe it's going for a walk, maybe it's choosing a healthier meal, or maybe it's going to bed a little earlier. Whatever it is, do it. And tomorrow, do it again. Keep doing it, because when you take care of your body, you're setting yourself up for success in every area of your life. And that's something worth investing in. 5. Read 10 pages of a book each night. We live in a world full of distractions. It's easy to spend our time scrolling through social media, watching TV, or getting caught up in the noise around us. But if you want to improve your life, your mindset, and your future, there's one simple habit that can make all the difference: read 10 pages of a book each night. Now, I know what you're thinking. 10 pages? That's too small. It won't make a difference. But here's the truth, it's not about reading a whole book in one sitting or trying to finish something in a week. It's about building a habit. And that habit has the power to change everything in your life. Little by little, those 10 pages add up. Before you know it, you've learned new things, expanded your thinking, and grown as a person. Here's why reading just 10 pages each night works. First, it's manageable. Life is busy. Most of us have a million things going on, and it can be hard to find the time or energy to sit down and read for hours. But 10 pages, that's something anyone can do. It doesn't take much time, and it doesn't require a big commitment. Just 10 pages. And here's the kicker, 10 pages a day equals around 3,650 pages a year. That's roughly 10 to 12 books in a year. Imagine how much knowledge and wisdom you could gain by just committing to read 10 pages every single day. But it's not just about the number of books you'll read. It's about the mindset shift that happens when you make reading a habit. Every time you sit down to read, you're feeding your mind with new information. You're learning from others who have been there, done that, and figured out what works. You're gaining new perspectives that can help you solve problems, improve your skills, and make better decisions. Reading is one of the best ways to invest in yourself. When you read books on personal development, business, leadership, health, or any other topic that interests you, you're filling your mind with knowledge that can lead to growth. Books are like a treasure trove of ideas, strategies, and inspiration. When you make reading a habit, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. But here's the thing, the key to benefiting from reading isn't just in turning the pages, it's in applying what you learn. It's not about reading a book and forgetting what you've read a week later. It's about taking action on the ideas that resonate with you. Every book you read has the potential to change your life, if you let it. So don't just read for the sake of reading, read with the intention of learning something that you can apply in your life. When you make it a habit to read 10 pages each night, you start to see the world differently. Your thinking shifts. You become more open-minded, more creative, and more focused. Books challenge your assumptions, help you see things from new angles, and encourage you to grow. And that's exactly what you need if you want to move forward in life. Growth doesn't happen by staying comfortable, it happens by challenging yourself, by learning new things, and by being open to new ideas. Another great thing about reading 10 pages each night is that it gives you something to look forward to. Instead of mindlessly scrolling through your phone or watching TV shows that don't add value to your life, you get to unwind with something meaningful. You're ending your day with something that feeds your mind and enriches your life. And it doesn't matter how tired you are. Even if you're exhausted, you can still read those 10 pages. It's a small enough goal that it's not overwhelming, but it's enough to make an impact. Let's talk about how reading affects your mindset. The more you read, the more you start to develop a growth mindset. You begin to see that you don't have to be stuck in the same place. You can always learn, always improve, and always get better. When you read books about personal development and success, you start to internalize the principles that lead to achievement. You start to believe that you can create the life you want, and that belief is what will keep you moving forward. Reading 10 pages each night also helps you build discipline. It's a small habit, but it's a habit that can have a big impact. When you commit to reading every night, you're strengthening your ability to stick to something, to show up, and to follow through. Discipline isn't about making huge changes all at once, it's about doing the small things consistently, even when you don't feel like it. And reading every night is one of those small things that pays off over time. One of the greatest benefits of reading is that it opens your mind to new ideas and concepts. There's so much knowledge in the world, and reading allows you to tap into it. Whether you're reading a book about business, leadership, health, or personal growth, you're gaining insights that can transform the way you think and act. The more you read, the more you'll start to notice patterns, connections, and ideas that you can apply to your own life. You don't need to be an expert or a genius to learn from books. You just need to be willing to pick up a book and read those 10 pages each night. Over time, you'll find that the knowledge you're gaining is helping you solve problems, make better decisions, and take action in ways you hadn't imagined before. But reading isn't just about gaining knowledge, it's also about gaining perspective. Books allow you to see the world through someone else's eyes. They allow you to learn from people who have walked the path before you, who have faced challenges, and who have found ways to succeed. When you read, you're able to stand on the shoulders of giants. You're able to learn from their experiences, avoid their mistakes, and apply their wisdom to your own life. So, make reading a part of your daily routine. It doesn't have to be hard or time-consuming. Just read 10 pages each night and make it a habit. As you do, you'll be amazed at how much you grow, how much you learn, and how much you begin to change for the better. The knowledge you gain from reading will be the foundation that supports your personal growth and success. It's one of the easiest, most accessible ways to improve your life, and it's something you can start doing today. Remember, it's not about reading faster or finishing books quicker. It's about consistency. 10 pages a night adds up, and over time, you'll realize that reading 10 pages every day has given you the tools, the knowledge, and the mindset you need to succeed. So start tonight. Pick up a book, read 10 pages, and then do it again tomorrow. You'll be amazed at how this simple habit can change your life. 6. Spend 5 minutes in silence daily. In a world that's always moving, always noisy, and constantly demanding our attention, it's easy to forget the power of stillness. We're always on the go, running from one task to the next, juggling responsibilities, checking our phones, and dealing with the chaos of everyday life. But here's the truth, if you want to get ahead, if you want to make better decisions, and if you want to feel more at peace in your life, you need to spend 5 minutes in silence every day. Now, I know what you're thinking. 5 minutes? That's not much. But don't underestimate the power of those 5 minutes. In fact, 5 minutes of silence can make a huge difference in how you feel, how you think, and how you approach the world around you. Let's start with the basics. Silence is not just the absence of noise. It's the absence of distractions, the absence of constant input, and the absence of all the things that pull you in a million different directions. When you take 5 minutes to be in silence, you're giving yourself the chance to reset. You're giving your mind a break, a moment of peace where you can think clearly and focus on what really matters. We live in a time when we're always connected. Whether it's through work emails, social media, or even our friends and family, there's always someone or something trying to grab our attention. It's exhausting. When we're constantly reacting to everything around us, we lose our ability to think deeply, reflect, and make decisions from a place of clarity. That's where silence comes in. 5 minutes of silence can help you break free from the noise and give your mind the space it needs to process, reflect, and reset. It's a moment where you don't have to think about anything else, no emails, no calls, no to-do lists. Just you and your thoughts. No distractions, no pressure. So, how does it work? It's simple. You sit down, close your eyes, and just breathe. You focus on the present moment, and you let go of everything else. No need for deep meditation or complicated techniques. Just sit in silence for 5 minutes and allow yourself to be present. Let your mind wander if it needs to, but don't force yourself to think about anything. Just let go of the noise around you and give yourself the gift of stillness. The first thing you'll notice when you start this practice is how much calmer you feel. Your mind may be racing at first, but as you get used to this practice, you'll begin to notice how much more at peace you feel afterwards. When you're constantly caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But when you take just 5 minutes of silence, it helps you regain a sense of control. It helps you center yourself and find a moment of peace in the chaos. In addition to calming your mind, silence can help you gain clarity. Have you ever felt like your thoughts are all over the place, like you can't make a decision or see the next step clearly? That's because our minds are always flooded with information. We're constantly processing, reacting, and dealing with the world around us. But when you give yourself 5 minutes of silence, your mind starts to settle. You can think more clearly, process your emotions, and focus on what really matters. You'll find that when you return to your tasks, you'll approach them with a clearer, more focused mindset. You'll be able to make decisions more confidently and move forward with purpose. Now, here's the magic of this practice. It doesn't take long, but the results are powerful. 5 minutes a day is manageable for anyone. It's just a small investment of time, but it has the potential to make a big difference in how you approach your day. Imagine starting your day with 5 minutes of silence before jumping into the chaos. It's like hitting the reset button. You'll feel more grounded, more focused, and ready to take on whatever comes your way. And it doesn't just have to be in the morning. You can take 5 minutes of silence at any point during your day. Maybe it's during lunch when things are quiet, or before bed to wind down and reflect. You can even take 5 minutes after a tough situation or a stressful meeting to calm yourself down and regain focus. The point is to find those moments throughout your day where you can step away from the noise, center yourself, and give your mind a break. If you're someone who has trouble sitting still or turning off your mind, that's okay. It's normal at first. Our minds are always moving, and it can feel uncomfortable to sit in silence. But here's the key: the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. It's like building a muscle. The first few times might feel awkward, but as you continue to take these moments of silence, you'll get better at it. You'll begin to appreciate the peace that comes with it, and you'll start to crave those moments of stillness. Another benefit of this practice is emotional balance. When we're constantly surrounded by noise and distractions, it's easy to get caught up in our emotions. We react quickly, make impulsive decisions, and let stress take over. But when you spend 5 minutes in silence, you allow yourself to process your emotions. You give yourself space to breathe and think before reacting. This can be a game changer, especially in difficult or high-stress situations. Instead of reacting out of frustration or stress, you can pause, take a deep breath, and respond with a clear and calm mind. Silence can also improve your creativity. You see, when we're constantly inputting information, whether it's through social media, TV, or even conversations, we often forget to listen to our own thoughts. Creativity thrives in stillness. The best ideas often come to us when we're not trying too hard to force them, and silence allows our minds the freedom to think creatively. When you create a habit of taking 5 minutes each day to be silent, you're opening the door for new ideas and inspiration. You'll start to find solutions to problems that have been on your mind, and you'll feel more connected to your inner creativity. Now, this isn't a magic pill. Just like anything, the benefits of taking 5 minutes of silence every day won't happen overnight. But if you stick with it, day after day, you'll start to notice a difference in how you feel, how you think, and how you handle life's challenges. You'll become more focused, more present, and more centered. You'll make better decisions, and you'll have a sense of calm and clarity that allows you to move through life with more ease. Ask yourself, can I find just 5 minutes a day for silence? Can you carve out that small amount of time to reset, refocus, and recharge? I promise you, it's worth it. In a world that's always noisy, 5 minutes of silence can be the difference between feeling overwhelmed and feeling in control. It's a simple habit, but it has the power to change your life. Start today. 7. Try it for 1 week. You know, sometimes the biggest thing standing between us and change is just getting started. We all have these big goals, dreams, and desires for our lives. But the hardest part is taking that first step. We get caught up in that what ifs and the doubts. We think, what if I fail, or what if this doesn't work? But here's the thing, the best way to find out is to try it for 1 week. 1 week. That's it. Just 7 days. You can do anything for 7 days, right? Whether it's trying out a new habit, working on a new routine, or even making small changes to your daily life, just give it a week. That's all you need to start seeing real change. Let's break it down. 1 week is long enough for you to experience the benefits of trying something new. But it's short enough that you're not making a lifetime commitment. And here's the kicker, in just 1 week, you can get a taste of what's possible when you decide to make a change. You'll start to feel the difference. You'll start to notice little improvements. Before you know it, you'll be hooked. That's how powerful 7 days can be. Now, you might be thinking, but why 1 week? Why not a month or a year? And I get it. A month feels like a good chunk of time to test something out. A year feels like a commitment. But 1 week is the sweet spot. It's enough time for you to see results, but not so long that it feels overwhelming. It's a test period, a trial run, a chance to see what happens if you simply commit to trying something for just a few days. And here's the best part, 1 week is achievable. You don't need to change everything in your life overnight. You don't need to go all in on something that feels impossible. All you need to do is start small. Pick one habit, one action, one change that you want to make, and commit to it for 7 days. That's it. It could be something as simple as waking up earlier, drinking more water, or exercising every day. Whatever it is, just try it for a week. Why does this work? Because when you give yourself a set time frame, it's easier to commit. You're not thinking about forever. You're not worrying about whether or not it's going to work for the rest of your life. You're just focused on the next 7 days. When you take it 1 day at a time, it doesn't feel so overwhelming. You'll be surprised how much you can achieve in a week when you focus on the small, consistent actions. Here's the truth, it's the consistency that counts. You won't see massive change after 1 day, or even after 2 or 3. But after a week of showing up, of putting in the work, you'll start to notice shifts. Maybe it's more energy. Maybe it's better focus. Maybe it's feeling more positive. The point is, you'll start to experience the power of consistency. And that's what leads to long-term success. But here's where a lot of people get stuck. They give up too soon. They try something for a day, maybe 2, and then they get discouraged because they don't see instant results. But you have to give yourself time. You have to commit to showing up for 7 days. And don't get hung up on perfection. You don't need to be perfect every single day. You don't need to have it all figured out right away. You just need to keep going. Think about it, after 1 week, you'll have made progress. You'll have taken one more step towards the life you want. And once you start seeing those little wins, those small shifts in your routine, your mindset will change. You'll start to believe that you can actually make this new habit stick. You'll realize that change isn't as hard as you thought it was. It's just about showing up one day at a time. Let's be honest, making lasting change is all about persistence. It's about sticking with something long enough to see the benefits. 1 week is the perfect test to see if something works for you. If you stick with it for 7 days and you don't see any results, then maybe it's not the right fit. But if you see a little progress, even if it's small, that's a sign that you're on the right track. Keep going, that's how habits are built. Here's a little secret, when you give something a full week, you'll start to build momentum. The first couple of days might feel tough. You might feel like you're pushing a boulder uphill. But as you continue, you'll start to feel the benefits pile up. Your energy increases, you feel more motivated, and before you know it, that habit that felt so hard at first becomes second nature. So if you've been thinking about making a change in your life, this is your invitation. Commit to something for 7 days. Whether it's a new morning routine, a healthier habit, or something that's going to help you grow, give it a week. See how you feel. See what happens. Don't overthink it. Don't stress about what might happen in the long run. Just focus on today, and then tomorrow, and then the next day. And after 7 days, take a step back and evaluate what you've learned, how you've grown, and what kind of impact it's had on your life. 1 week is enough to see what's possible. And guess what? If you like what you're seeing, you can keep going. You can commit to another week, and then another, until it becomes part of who you are. But remember, it all starts with that first week, that first step. So today is the day. Stop overthinking. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Just pick one thing you've been wanting to do and commit to doing it for 1 week. You'll be amazed at how much can change in such a short amount of time. And more importantly, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish when you just take action. So there you have it, 7 simple habits that can change your life in just 1 week. It all comes down to small, consistent actions. It's not about doing everything at once or trying to be perfect, it's about showing up every day, even if it's just a little bit, and sticking with it. Now it's your turn. Pick one habit from this list, commit to it for the next week, and just see what happens. You might be surprised at how much better you feel, how much more focused you become, and how quickly your life can start shifting. Remember, real change doesn't happen overnight. But when you make small improvements every day, those little changes add up. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on how to create the life you want. If you try any of these habits, let me know how it goes in the comments. I'd love to hear about your journey. Keep pushing forward, stay consistent, and make today the day you start changing your life.